Why? You should subscribe to the Minaris Club. Because the Principal Saiyans told you to, idiot. Bye.
Yo, what's up guys? This is James, coming at you with another deck profile here from our quarantined house in Washington State. I'm going to be having to change the channel name from the Minaris Club to the Quarantined Bears pretty soon, I'll tell you what. Anyway, we got our Cell deck for you guys today. I've been playing this guy pretty exclusively since the Set 9 dropped. Cell's my boy. I've just been waiting for a good leader for him since the Cell chain got banned, and here we are. This guy's great. So let's get into the profile, shall we? So start with the leader. I don't know why people were hating on this guy before release. I knew he was insane. Dig 5 for any card. Never whiff. Grab whatever you need in the top 5 and then discard a card. Okay, so there's no inherent card advantage, but we've got lots of ways to utilize the drop, so not too bad. Awaken Surge, untap 2, draw 4, so it's essentially an untap 2 leader. Or draw 2, sorry. Draw 4 would be nuts. Untap 2, draw 2, so it's essentially an untap 2 leader, which is great. The deck really needs the energy management, so that helps. Then the other side, we got a Mass Pressure Ball for a turn, and discard a random card from your opponent's hand and kill one of their battle cards. Pretty good. Alright, I'll start out with the easy stuff. We got this stuff. This is really basic Cell stuff. Just 4 of the 17s, 4 of the Cells. They start your successor chains. They are free value from the drop. These are your things you're discarding early with the deck. Pretty self-explanatory cards. Not going to go over those too much. Then we've got this guy. This guy's also nuts. As I'm sure we all know, ignores barrier, rips a card from their hand. If your opponent tries to get rid of him, you draw 3 anyway. It's just fantastic. It's a 6 cost, so you can play him off of 17 and Cell that you can get out on turn 2. Sets up your Cell chain real nice. And you just keep going up the chain, this is pretty self-explanatory card. And then we've got the big fatty boom baddies, Hellfighter 17, crit your opponent down to 4 life, and then he's got critical himself and draws a card when he swings, as well as rest moding their cards. Insanely good. Your opponent has to find their self-awaken cards while they're playing against you, or they're gonna get got by this card. So I'll generally, if I see them self-awakening early, I'll charge it pretty quickly, but otherwise, just hold on to it, keep it up, and then just crit them down to 4, and then that sets you up perfectly for Cell Perfection Surpassed. Cell Perfection, Unthinkable Perfection. Perfection surpasses this guy. Unthinkable Perfection, even better. So he's also a 9-cost successor. He comes out for 4 and not 3 like this guy. So generally the best goldfishy game plan is to play him and then crit them down to 4, and then the next turn swing with him, crit them to 3, and then successor into this, and then he's got triple strike. He'll rip a bunch of their battle cards from their hand and negate their leader's non-keyword skills for the turn. So yeah, very, very effective way to close the game out. This is one of the best reasons to be playing this successor deck against as opposed to other successor decks like Piccolo and Jiren, because this guy requires an Android leader, and this is the best Android leader at setting up this 9-drop play for you. So very, very, very good card. I'm glad the boy's back. He is once again perfect. So that's all the easy, all the basics, toolkit stuff. Oh, I guess I got, I realized my whole mat. I guess I got one more. I got one of the TP Revolting Regenerator. I'd really like to find room for another one of these, but deck space is so tight. I feel like I say that every single deck profile, but yeah, he's really good. If your opponent kills one of your 9-drops with a card effect, which is generally how they're going to be killing them because they are huge, and you're denying your opponent resources all the time because your 3-drop discards a card and your 6-drop discards a card, so generally they're going to be killing them with card effects, and then if they do, you pop this guy from your hand, pop one of their battle cards, cost 5 or less, and then he sits there, he's a 9-drop, and he can be chained into another successor play on the next turn. So good at defending your plays. It's just a good card to have on hand when you're against decks that can remove your guys easily, so you can find it off of your leader and just kind of sit with it in your hand and wait for your opponent to mess up, and then you get them real good with that. Very great card. Champ Pack Android 18 and Deadly Defender Android 18. So these are our 18 package. We need Android 18s because the Cell Android Absorber, when you successor him away, he brings back an Android 18, so you'll, successor this and this, successor them out for him. And then when he dies, you get to bring back an Android 18. So then that has 9 set up for the next turn to go into a successor play. So really easy. Deadly Defender is just great against decks trying to aggro you out, and then the Champ Pack one is just insanely good grind value because you can pay a green and just bring it back if you only have Cell in your battle area. And it's also, it only costs 1 to combo with if you have 5 or fewer cards in hand, which this deck does a lot, quite often, because it's not very good at making card advantage for itself. It just puts cards in the drop, which gives you some inherent card advantage, and then makes your opponent drop, which gives you some card advantage, but it doesn't really build a huge hand itself. So it's like a 1-card arrival kind of card, and then yeah, you can bring it back during some really long grindy games. Like you can get into loops with like you have no battle cards in play, you bring him back, you make him discard a card, and then you will, you know, like swing with your leader, combo this away, and then you only have Cell in play, so you bring this back, so then you've got, you know, lots of value set up for next turn. So yeah, great card. I know they're super hard to find right now with all the championships being suspended and whatnot, so you could play like an extra one of these over this, and then like slot in like another one of these, and like a Crusher Ball or something for the third one. Like it's not a, the deck's a lot better with them, but like you can, the deck's still playable without them. So if that's a thing, totally doable. These Android 17 negates, so they negate an attack, they're a negate on a stick, and then when you play them, you get to put a card with the word Android in its name from your deck into your drop area. So generally, your targets are going to be, if you're missing one of these pieces, you'll be finding one of them. Otherwise, it can just drop something dead from your deck that you don't want to see, like this next card we're going to have coming up. It's just a solid little negate. It's on a body, so you can always combo it away, or you can, you know, do the old play pattern of negate the attack and combo it away to pump out of the next attack. Helps set up your deck, and, you know, it's just a solid card overall. Can't complain about him. We've got this guy, Android 15, Vicious Vendetta. So generally in the late game, this is what you're dumping with this if you've got your whole drop set up, because he's just not that good in the late game, but he is a 10k combo into play, so you combo him and he comes into play. And then he's a 3 cost, which helps you set up your successor lines if your cell chain gets messed up or whatever, and it also helps you self-awaken because it lets you take 1 or 2 life on your opponent's turn and restand an energy, so really strong. I tried 4 for a little bit. It was a little clunky because it's a 10k, but 3's been feeling really good. Draft box, Gohan, Master, and Pupil. So this deck doesn't have a ton of self-awakening, it's just this and then this guy. Helps you get down to your 4 life in order to start using your leader's abilities, and it's a 3 cost, so it, you know, this whole deck is run on multiples of 3 for successor. We've got a 6 and 6s and 9s, so having extra 3 costs that cheat into play are really good, so this guy's been really good. 2's felt like a really good number for that too. I got 3 of these Master Roshis. This is kind of old tech at this point for this deck, because you can just, you know, dig 5 on your front side, dig 5, grab anything, pitch Roshi, and then he sits in your drop, and then you can pay a green whenever you've got spare energy to just bring an extra card back to your hand. So it's like you didn't discard a card at all. You know, if you discard him, it's like just straight drawing a card with your leaders. So very strong card. I don't have the Goku apes in here because I don't have any copies of them, and they're just absurdly expensive, so I decided to bump up the count on these to help get card advantage from the drop. Strong card. 2 Chompa the Trickster. I see some people playing Vegeta the Cruel. I really like having the extra card draw in this deck rather than the hand control. As well as the board control from Vegeta the Cruel is like, we're pretty good at doing that on our own anyway, so I don't really need the KO. Whereas having the Crusher Ball ignoring barrier and getting around deflect can be really crucial in a lot of spots. So this guy's good, and again, he's a 3 cost when he's in play, so that's, you know, that helps a lot too with setting up successor lines. All right. Lastly, we have Fuu, Shrouded in Mystery. So I don't have a Cell secret rare for this deck either, but I decided I'd just plop this guy in. He's just a really good finisher. Yeah, we play out of our drop, but generally the turn you play this card, the game's going to be over anyway, so you don't have to worry about warping your drop, and it's easy to get up to the Overwhelm 10 by turn 6 with this. So, you know, it's just a great way to just, you know, drop it, drop it and you've got a couple of guys in play, just a couple of these cells, and then you can win the game pretty easily from there. So good little extra closer for the deck. He's been pretty strong. Super combos, I got a split. Paragus is nuts, very good payoff for being in green, and then Dr. Gero, Progenitor of Terror, also very strong. So I see some people running like Eggman Ranzamasu in his list. I like the Progenitor just because it helps you toolbox your deck a little more by like dropping Roshis or Android 18s if you're missing them or whatever. And it's also a 1-card arrival for your Broly arrival, so that's really, really strong as well. Yeah, this has been a good split. I'm considering going down to just like 1 Gero and then like 1 Zamasu or something like that. But yeah, the Gero's been really nice. Having the 1-card arrival is really, really good. Oh shoot, you know what? I forgot to grab the Brolys because they're shared with my Frieza. I think I have them right here actually. Hold on. This is for a profile later, guys. I even got them in the same sleeves for you. Make changing them around easy. 4 Arrival Brolys. This card's really important for the deck. I even just mentioned Arrival with the Gero. Yeah, this card's really good. So obviously it's nuts. It comes into play. It's a really good disruption piece for your opponent's turn, as well as being a 25k beat stick with a card draw attached. But it's also a 6 cost, so, you know, just arrivaling him and then having like a Champa or an Android Absorber or a Gohan or any of the 3 cost things in your deck and play with him out just makes a 9 super easy for you. So you can build your own 9 incredibly quickly just by having him. So even if your whole board gets like completely destroyed on 1 turn, you can just, you know, like arrival him. Like on your opponent's turn, they swing, you arrival him, you play the Android 15, and then on your next turn you just untap, you've got 9 again, and you just successor out that. So this guy's super important for the deck. You can't believe I almost forgot my boy Broly here. Yeah, he's insane. He's a staple for the deck for sure. And finally, got our green cards for Roshi to buy back. 3 Shocking Death Ball, 2 Artificial Impact. Artificial Impact, so good. I don't remember how many profiles I've done with this card in my deck for the channel already, but if you're playing a green leader, this is going to be in your deck. It's especially nuts with the Master Roshi that can buy it back. Just ripping a random card as well as killing anything, ignoring barrier, amazing, as well as having its combo power, not really combo power, but you can like pump something with it, which is good. Only 3 Shocking Death Balls because the deck's actually pretty defensive already, and we have like built-in negates with like Android 17 and stuff like that. We just want a little more against stuff like Gohan to have extra little protection, as well as having a negate you can buy back with your Master Roshi. 3's felt like a really good number for this. I wish there was like a green equivalent to Crusher Ball. I'd really like a Crusher Ball in here, like just 1 copy, but not being able to buy it back with Roshi is like it's a pretty big downside as opposed to another green extra card, so it's hard to justify, but yeah, these have all been really good. Yeah, that's pretty much the deck. It's a lot cheaper than a lot of variants I've seen. Like, yeah, I've got the Champ Packs and like wherever the heck they went off to, the Gohans, but like I said, you can run the deck without these. Like, you could sub the Gohan out for like a lot of different things, like Vegeta the Cruel, extra Champas, and whatnot, extra 17 negates. And you can sub these out for other copies of Android 18. I've seen lists running the Android 18 common from set 9, that's the barrier critical 20k. Like, just getting that back for free with the Cell 3 drop is really good, like, just good pressure. But yeah, that's the deck. I've got a video up on the channel right now of me running it, and I'll hopefully get some more up pretty soon in the future. Thanks for checking us out. Yeah, remember to hit the likes button, the subscribe button. If you got any questions, comments, anything like that, just hit us up in the comment section below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for checking us out, and yeah, have a good one, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel by clicking the icon in the middle. We got new videos on the left and other videos you might enjoy on the right. We upload content 4 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Catch you on the next video. Peace.